So, you want to be a program manager? Let's talk about that. Hi guys, welcome to the Corporate Body. My name is Moyo, and on this channel I talk about all things professional and personal growth. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to transition into the field of program management. Stick with me. So currently I work for Cummins as a program manager, as an engineering program manager, and I'll start off by saying that program management is a great field. I'm sure you know that if you're here watching this video right now. It's currently a very popular career path for a lot of people because it's very easy to transition from different like fields and things, and you could be an engineer or an accountant or whatever, and kind of transition into the field of program management. So who are program managers? Program managers are a group of professionals that work with cross-functional teams to deliver a program. And what's a program? A program is a set of projects. What's a project? A project is a short-term endeavor that is basically targeted at delivering value to the company. So it is, for projects, there's usually an end date. So it has an end date, and there's a goal to it that you need to deliver by a specific period of time. So program managers are coordinating different people. They're managing schedule, they're managing the scope, they're managing resources, bringing all of those things together to deliver programs or projects. I'll start by sharing my experience, what even made me go into program management and why was it appealing. After like maybe a year or so in my career, I started off in a rotational program, and I realized that I enjoyed being more of a generalist than someone that was like specified in a certain field. So I didn't want to go too deep. I graduated with a degree in engineering, and I didn't see myself going deep technical as an engineer. But at the same time, I still wanted to be able to like have proximity to engineers and understand the basics, the fundamentals of like our products, and how, just the underlying engineering principles of how things worked. At the same time, I found that I was very interested in business, so I enjoy like on seeing the strategic play for like, the company and how all of the different parts fit together to form the whole, and just being able to take a look at the big picture and say, oh, all right, this is how we make money. These are the different things that have to come together and align for us to be able to deliver on this goal. So I realized that early, and I was like, okay, what role can I do that will help me to bring those two things together? What would give me the best of both worlds? So I started doing my research, talking to people, and somehow I stumbled on program management. I don't remember exactly how, but I stumbled on that. I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to be a program manager. I think that's what's going to excite me. That's what's going to help me, grow as a person in my career. So I started looking into it, and I was like, is there anything I need to know? How can I like build my skills as a program manager? How can I grow? So I started looking for roles within my company that were focused on project management, so I could like build those skills. So the biggest thing is building people skills. So I was looking for roles that would give me that opportunity to build and be able to kind of like grow into like more responsibilities. So that's how I started, and that's how I got into program management. Transitioning for me was super smooth because I was just like kind of already within the roles, doing projects, working on projects and leading several projects. So in some cases I didn't have the specific title of project manager, but I was doing the work of a project manager. So I just needed to like be able to properly articulate the value that I was bringing. And then I also started looking into certifications, like, okay, what do I need to do to improve as a program manager? And I stumbled upon the PMP certification, which is a project management professional certification, and it's a very popular one. You can look into it and see if that's something that you're interested in. So for me, the PMP was very valuable in the sense that it gave me the industry standard for program management. So studying for that, for the PMP exam helped me to see how the field is how the field looks like just generally across industries. So this is not specific to an industry, it's just generally across different industries. So I was like, okay, let's take the PMP. So I started studying for the PMP exam. I took it, I became PMP certified, and that definitely helped me a lot, because even up till today, there are some concepts that I learned while taking the PMP certification that come in handy for me as a program manager. So what does day-to-day look like as a program manager? I'm glad you asked too. As a program manager, you are basically, there's a term that we use in program management that it's kind of like a catchphrase. It's leadership through influence, leadership without authority. So basically, you're going to be working with people depending on how your organization is set up. I'm going to use myself as an example, so you can kind of get the true picture. So I work in a highly matrixed organization, which means as a program manager, I'm working with people that are not directly within my organization. So I'm working with like other functional leaders, like managers, like maybe engineering managers, marketing managers, and so on. So I'm interfacing with all those people while I still have my own direct manager. So it's kind of like a matrix. There's different connection points. So if you work in a matrix environment, that's kind of what it would look like for you. And my day-to-day is basically, I have the high level understanding of what am I delivering. So if there's a program that, I am in charge of, right now I'm working on about three to five programs. Some are ending, some are kicking off, and some are kind of like in the middle phase. So I have all of my programs, and then each of those programs have like their high level objectives, obviously. And I probably, if you go through the program management phase, you would know that you will go through initiation of the project or the program, which is basically deciding should the company invest in this program, and then you start planning the program. So it's the planning phase where I now start putting together the different stakeholders that are going to help me. So identifying people that I'm going to bring together as a team, and these are the different matrix folks. So people, for me right now, I work with people in purchasing, in engineering, in finance, in marketing. I'm working with all of those people, and I find it really exciting because I get to see a little bit of what everybody does. So it's like I get that big picture of, oh, this is how finance plays a role in the organization, or this is how marketing plays a role. So it's really exciting because it's just like you're having a salad bowl of a career, basically. So I am bringing all of those people together, and then I form a team. So the team is basically, they would be my people for the duration of the program. So we would have like weekly meetings. So on a day-to-day, I'm usually in meetings, getting status updates on the different deliverables that we have for the programs, resolving issues. I'm working through any challenges that people have. So I always tell my folks, as a program manager, I'm there to remove obstacles for you. I'm there to make your life easier. So whatever is going to help you to do your job so we can achieve this common goal that we're trying to achieve for this program, that's what I'm here to do. So my day-to-day is looking like, how can I help resolve issues? I'm staying one step ahead of things, identifying any potential risk items, things that would be an issue, that could potentially be an issue in the future. So I'm paying attention, I'm talking to the cross-functional team and saying, hey, where are we at? What's the status on this deliverable? What challenges are we facing, and how can I help resolve those challenges? And then if from the conversations, if I also identify that, oh, this thing that I'm hearing engineering say is going to impact manufacturing, let me bring those two people together and identify if that concern is valid and how can we prevent it from becoming an issue. So that's identifying risk. So I'm constantly working through those different things. I'm meeting with managers. Sometimes I could even be going out of my current team to go seek more resources. So sometimes you find that I call it the pentagon. It's a triangle. You have the scope, schedule, and resource triangle. But for me, I decided to call it the pentagon because I feel like there's more that goes into it than that. So you have the resource, schedule, scope, and then you have quality and risk. So in that sense, I'm balancing all of those different sides of the pentagon, and you find that sometimes one arm is short and you're figuring out what's the trade-off that we need to do to balance this. Do we need to go get more resources? Do we need to extend the time on the schedule, or what does that look like? So that's my day-to-day. I spend most of my days in meetings because I have to have all of these several discussions to make sure that everybody within the program is properly aligned. And then I'm also having conversations with leadership to identify, hey, this is where we're at, to give them the status updates and we're progressing, or this is the help that we need that's beyond me. So maybe I need to escalate an issue and say, hey, we're going to need more resources. We need to hire more people. How can we get that done? And I'm having those conversations with leadership. So overall, that's what my day-to-day looks like as a program manager. What's the growth potential in program management? A lot, really. Because the type of skills that you grow as a program manager, they're very valuable in any role. You can transition from program management into a lot of other roles as well. And I see people go from program management to the leadership track because, like I said, you've had a solid understanding of how different things work. A lot of times, program managers come from different disciplines, and technical program managers are those that have technical expertise within a domain. So maybe you were a software engineer for a while, and then you decided that you don't want to code anymore. It's time for me to move on to something else. Program management is a great way to leave that while still staying connected to software engineering. So you're going to be working with developers, you're going to be working with engineers, and you would still understand the communication between them. You'll be able to make decisions, you'll be able to influence decisions, and you having a solid understanding of, say, maybe the code base or the stack would help you as a program manager or a technical program manager to be able to make some calls, or when there's a decision that you need to make in terms of trade-offs, you'll be able to understand what the trade-offs are as a technical program manager. So there's technical program managers, and I've seen a lot of growth within the field recently. People are moving into that because it's such a flexible role too. And in this present day of being able to work remote, program managers have that flexibility to work remote. And there's so many great things about being a program manager, and I enjoy it. It's something that if you're the kind of person that loves planning, you enjoy having several moving parts and bringing those moving parts together, you're really going to enjoy program management. And I think that in terms of the financial aspect of it, it's a very solid career. I mean, I'm talking, you can make at least starting off on 6 figures with a lot of technology companies, 6 figures and above, I would say, and there's a lot of growth in it, depending on what you make of it and how well you can transfer your skills into proper leadership skills overall. So yeah, I hope that I've given you a little bit of what a program manager does, how you can transition into program management, and if you have any further questions, don't forget to subscribe first and then reach out to me. Yes, you have to subscribe, but thank you so much, and bye.